So guys, what's up? So we got a battle versus Smasher47. Now this guy actually hit me up, and he was, I was just going on and I think it was Reddit or something like that, and basically, just decided, let's play, let me help out a guy. So I ended up helping this guy out. We ended up reaching out and help him out with completing his decks. And then basically I was like, he wanted to know, hey, you want to battle? I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's battle. So we planned it out, and the rest is history, guys. But anyways, if y'all want to ever reach out to me or battle, I will be having a Discord or whatever, so that way you can reach out to me, Twitch, whatever platform, or just reach out to me on YouTube like, hey, let's have a Wi-Fi battle, and I'll be like, accept it or whatever, depending on how much time I have. But anyways, I'm gonna send out Velvet, my Slurpuff, because I predicted them to want to lead with Garchomp. Pretty much every Garchomp in the game likes to lead with Stealth Rocks. If they're led, it's a Stealth Rock set most times. If not, it could be Dragon Dance set, but I highly doubt it. It's more likely Stealth Rock. Max special defense, maybe max defense. Because Garchomp naturally has a very high attack stat already. So, keeping that in mind, I went for Magic Bounce for that reason. So that way, they can't get rocks up. So, Magic Bounce just is like, I'm sorry, Magic Bounce, Magic Coat. So I went for Magic Coat, and Magic Coat blocked them from using Stealth Rocks. And so, you use Stealth Rocks on Magic, and it's bounce back. Bam. So, we got the Sticky Web up already. Or, we get the Sticky Web up, I'm sorry. I thought we already had it up, but I was a little off. Just a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, though. So, this Inteleon was a threat. It's also why I had Stealth Rocks up, because a lot of people like to run Focus Sash with the move Focus Energy. And so I was like, yeah, I gotta get these rocks up very quickly, so that this Inteleon cannot, basically take a hit from me at full HP, live on a Focus Sash, then use Focus Energy, then me get swept. Because they could have swept me with Sniper ability, which is a huge problem. It's not good. And critical hits, if you don't know this, break through your defense boost. And so, trying to set up on against an Inteleon that already got a Focus Energy off would be very fruitless. But yeah, so like I said, bam, that was the Inteleon I was talking about. So that Focus Energy moveset. So, my opponent obviously thought he could be slick, right, and use that move, but I predicted him to either be Choice Specs or Focus Sash from Focus Energy, running the ability Sniper, which is a hidden ability Sobble gets. So yeah, we take out the Inteleon, big threat, out of the way. It's fast, it's speedy, and it's just very hard hitting. So now, we got another threat, aka Togekiss, potentially. Now this could also be a offensive set. I've seen Tailwind on Togekiss as a support, but that's usually double battles. But the most normal one is the flinching set, aka Air Slash, mainly Air Slash, King's Rock as the held item, the Ring Grace ability. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Serene Grace Togekiss, and I guarantee you a bunch of results will pop up. So yeah, I'm gonna send out the Excalibur, because this thing absolutely walls the heck out of a Togekiss, unless this Togekiss has coverage like Flamethrower or, Heat Wave. But, you know what? I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. If I can risk it for the biscuit, then at least I'm brave enough am bold enough to take on this Togekiss. So I was trying to decide, which one do I want to do? Do I want to do Excalibur or, you know, Magnezone? Because both are great, but, you know, both of them do not want to take a Heat Wave, nor a Fire Blast, nor a Flamethrower. Whatever, you know, Fire-type move they choose to have taught their Togekiss. But anyways, I just decided, you know what, screw it. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit, essentially. So they go for Air Slash. That is not gonna flinch me at all because I just swapped in. I didn't attack, so yeah, I'm running Analytic on this Magnezone, so I'm like, you know what, let's do a Flash Cannon. Nothing wants to take an Analytic Flash Cannon unless, like, they got a defensive response. But thankfully, I did not flinch, so I'm able to get the Flash Cannon off, and we take out the Togekiss. Big threat is out of the way now. So that Togekiss could have easily poked holes in my team with the air slash, you know, flinch shenanigans that they like to run. Oh, and you thought this team of threats was over? No, it's not. It's far from over. They got Swoobat now. And this thing, with the ability that it gets, which is hidden ability called Simple, it can, when it uses essentially any boosting moves, it gets +2 in that stat. So, Calm Mind, for example, +2 special attack, +2 special defense. And in addition, this thing loves to use stored power. And depending on the number of stats boots that you have, if you have, you know, in this case, Calm Mind, that's 2 stat boosts, so that's a bunch of power just from stored power, so eventually just from stab. But thankfully, we're able to take this thing out very quickly. If we did not take this thing out, it would have been a problem. This thing would have been a threat. Anyways, Volt Switch Analytic ability is clutch on Magnezone. And I apologize for not being able to explain what Analytic does, but let me explain it real quick. So, ideally, Analytic is an ability that if you move last and you attack, then your move's power is basically boosted, to summarize it very quickly. So, anyways, yeah, they send out their Garchomp. This is the one we saw earlier, so we know it's a Stealth Rock set, so probably a very defensive set / utility support. But still, an Earthquake hitting Excadrill might be a goodbye to Excadrill, because Excadrill is, like, I think 4 times weak to it. This is a Steel type, and it's some other type, I forget. But anyways, I decided, let's send out Dragonite. I want to get a free Dragon Dance, and they go for Earthquake, as I predicted them to do on my Excadrill. So that was awesome, very clutch. And so, you know what? I'm like, let's set a Dragon Dance up. I don't have anything stopping me. I don't have Stealth Rock set up against me, so I haven't taken any chips. So I get that multi-scale, which lets me take that attack, so I take less damage. Well, I take half of the damage I would have taken from that Dragon Claw. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get greedy and get +2 in attack and +2 speed. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. We don't have anything stopping us. So I do it, and could you not? They get the lucky roll on the kill, and it just ends up, you know, KOing me. And so I'm like, wow, that was very much so unexpected. I did not expect that to happen, of all things that could have occurred. So I'm like, you know what? I guess it's time to send out Garchomp. So I just send out a Garchomp, essentially, for free. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go and Breaking Swipe, because I'm gonna get that attack drop from, just because the move's awesome. And I'm getting that damage in too at the same time, so they're at -1 in attack now, so they're going to be hitting less hard than they would be hitting hard with. But still, that Rocky Helmet chip does a lot. And then they Dragon Claw me, and man, this Garchomp was punching me, like, hard. Like, this thing was throwing haymakers, like, in every direction at me, so... Seeing this thing now at, like, really low HP, and me previously setting Stealth Rocks up, means if they decide to switch out, which is what they just did, and then they switch it back in, they go down to the Stealth Rocks, so that could be a deadly misplay on their part, potentially. So, yeah, this Weavile is a big threat. I would have thought it was Choice Scarf. I mean, it could be Life Orb, it could be Scarf, it might be Banded. I've even seen Specs. That's for, like, Dark Pulse special attacking movesets. So they got Ice Shard. This thing loves to use Ice Shard. Swords Dance, Ice Shard, and then, like, you know, Night Slash, for example. So, they reveal their Life Orb, and I was like, alright, well, how are we gonna get this Weavile out of here? Because this thing could be a threat. If you let this thing get any boost, even just a small +1 in attack, this thing hits like a freaking freight train. And so I'm like, you know what? Predict them to send out something else, and I think I meant to hit Steel Wing, actually. So I was scrolling down to hit Steel Wing, and basically I misclicked. And so, because I am Scarf on Dragapult, I'm now locked into Psychic Fangs, which is not doing anything at all to this, because it's a Dark type. So I'm like, well, let me try Steel Wing. But me just obviously trying to pick a move was like, nope, you can't do that, you're Scarf. And so I'm like, oh crap, this thing could try to set up a Swords Dance. Could be another Swords Dance set or something. Turns out they Dynamax. And I'm like, okay, this is even worse. I probably would have preferred a Swords Dance, not a Dynamax, and then an attack, because more than likely they're going for an Ice type attack, or they're going for a what's it called? A Dark type attack. So that's their best options, and it's stab damage either or. So I'm like, maybe I can take the attack. Nope, I can't. Ends up just KOing my Magnezone. So I sent in Magnezone essentially for no reason, to be honest. Magnezone was basically a sack switch in, so at least we got the sack switch in. And so now I send out Excalibur, aka my Excadrill, and I'm like, you know what? Let's set up a Rocky. Or not Rocky Helmet, let's use Earthquake. I'm trying to be careful with my moves because some of the mons they have in the back, I want to be able to hit hard and still be able to do stab damage without spamming super effective moves that they could switch in to with a, you know, resisted hit or whatever, depending on what mon they decide to switch in against the Earthquake, or, you know, any other move besides Earthquake. So just send out Burn Wing. It would have been smarter to use Rock Slide, but it is what it is, so another reason I set the rocks up. This thing gets Gale Wings. A lot of people run Talonflame with Gale Wings, and what Gale Wings does is gives Talonflame's flying type moves priority, meaning it gets to move first and attack first. So a lot of people like to complement that priority boost with a Choice Band or Choice Scarf. And so I was like, this thing essentially might be choiced, because it outsped my choice mon, so I was like, this thing's definitely bandaged essentially. And so they go Flare Blitz. They take all that recoil. I'm like, okay, fair enough. They still got Garchomp in the back, but it's at so low of HP when it switches in, it's just gonna faint, essentially, potentially. We'll see. Yeah, their last mon in the back is, what's it called? It's Garchomp, so, yeah, Garchomp's gonna faint. So I'm like, alright, I can just attack it with anything, because Garchomp will go down. So I picked Dragon Darts, because when I did this, I thought initially, hey, maybe this Garchomp is gonna live on like low, maybe 1 HP or something. I gotta have a super effective move to guarantee the KO against it, right? So that was my thought process. And I realized this thing is not running heavy duty boots, which means that Stealth Rocks is gonna kill it. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the game. We secured the dub. And yeah, y'all make sure to like, subscribe, share. And if you want to battle me, just reach out in the comment section and let me know. I'm your boy Corey Some Gameshin. I'm tapping out.